Hi everyone, my name's Justina Cook. I'm one of the founder members of the Handbook series, and today I would love to take you through our fantastic graphics training and using one of the tools that we absolutely love. It's one of the ones that we use almost daily in our business, and it's called Canva. So you can find Canva at canva.com, and basically it's going to give you the tools to be able to do so many more of your own graphics. So you don't have to outsource if you don't want to. There's so much more that you can actually do for yourself all under one roof. So you can create all your own social media posts, your banners, your headers for all your social media channels. You can create logos, labels, ebooks, you name it, absolutely everything you want. So I want to just take you through a bit of a guided tour, if you like, of Canva and just show you a bit more about how some of the basics work. So when you're logged into Canva, once you set up an account for yourself, your back office will look something similar to this. And when you want to actually start to create a design for yourself, you click on the purple button up there. Try again. Here we go. So you can see all the different types of things that you can create for yourself. There's everything in there that you could possibly imagine. So I'm going to look at a Facebook post today with you. So if I click on that, or just before I do that, you'll see that it brings up the correct size for the Facebook post. So you never have to worry about that again, about getting the proportions or anything right. It's all done for you. You click on there, and then you'll see your blank template come up. And over on the left-hand side, loads and loads and loads of templates, which you can use as they are, or you can edit them to suit yourself. As you can see, these ones that are coming up are free. They've got the little logo on just there. But you'll also see some that are paid. There's one just there, look. And it has a little dollar sign on at the bottom. See, Canva itself for the basic level is free. You can upgrade to a paid pro version, which again is so affordable really for any business. It's under £10 a month, and it just gives you so many more tools to support you doing lots of work essentially. But I'll point some of the extra bits and bobs out you get from upgrading to pro along the way. So let's just pick on this one for a minute. I'd just like to show you a few things around this image. So when you click on it, it pops it into your document. And you can see this has got various different elements to it. So I'll just show you around some of them. If I click on this up here, these are stars. These are individual stars. So you can change all the colours in there if you want to. If you wanted to change a colour, it would be as simple as clicking on the little box up there, and it'll open up the colours for you. Now, the document colours are basically what's been used in there already. So you've got the red and the blue in there, and you can just change those around as you like. Now, if you wanted to add another colour, you would click on the plus sign, and it'll take you to the colour wheel. You can pick any colour just by clicking on it around here. You can lighten and darken it on the bar underneath, or if you know that you want to use a specific colour, say if you have logo and brand ID done already in specific colours, you can match it by using the colour hex code underneath here and typing that in there, which is basically the HTML code for your colour. Now, if you don't know that already, I'll show you a bit later on how you can actually find that. It's a fantastic tool, and you can just pick up any colour you want and find out the hex code for it. So if I come off that for a second, if I wanted to undo this purple that I've picked there, I can just click the undo button at the top, just there. So the other element behind it is the photo itself. And you'll see when I click on the photo, you've got lots of different options up here. You've got filter, which I'm sure I don't need to explain. There you go, you can change all of those there. You've got crop, and it will bring you up with some cropping tools there. You can just resize that to suit and select the tick. If you want to cancel, select the X. You can flip the image around horizontally and vertically, and then spacing, but you probably don't really need that actually on an image. So the next bit you've got is this colour box here. This is another shape. Now all these shapes you would find within Element, just over here on the left. So if you clicked on the shapes there, you see you've got the standard shapes to start with, different squares, circles, and so on. And you just go through a whole stack of different ones there that you can edit to suit yourself. And then if you, for this one, one of the really lovely things, which I think gives a real professional image to a lot of creations, is the transparency. So you can see through that layer a little bit, so you can see some of the photograph behind it. Now to create that, you need to click on this little box up here, and you'll see the transparency word come up underneath it. Click on that, and then you've got a slider which you can increase or decrease to suit you. Okay, click off that. Then you've also got two lots of text. You've got this text here, and you've got the text at the bottom. These can all be changed. This is rotated slightly, so it's on an angle. So to do that, you would click on this little circle with the arrow at the bottom and just rotate that. If you wanted to change the font, just up here on the left, you'll see it's a font called Celine or Selena. Can't quite see that very well without my glasses on. And you can change that to anyone you want. So if you wanted to Lily Script 1, there we go. Obviously that makes it a little bit bigger, and then you'd need to resize that to suit. So if you click on the size, just up next to the font up there, that should bring that down a bit bigger. So you could leave that as that and just move it around on the page so it fits in better. Just click off and then click back again to move it. There we go, and that's how you would change the sizing of it. If you wanted to change the colour, you click on the colour box, and the same as before. Now, as you might see under here, we've got some colour palettes. Now these are what I've created earlier for different projects that I've got going on, and you would just create them in the Pro version, so in the paid. So I find that really useful. If you are using it a lot, it's a very useful tool. So all you would do there is you would click on add another colour palette, and you can see you can create those with all the text and their fonts and everything to match into. So that's a really useful element for you. Okay, back to there. Okay, and you can stretch this font out as well. So you've got various options of things you can do there with the spacing. So you've got letter spacing, which is in between each individual letter. You've also got line height, which is the space between the lines. That can make or break an image too. So when you start to bring down some of those spaces that automatically come between the fonts, that can just make it such a difference and make it look really stunning. Something to bear in mind. You can bold and italic some fonts as well, not everyone. You can't with this one. You've also got your alignment. So this is center aligned. You've got left aligned and right aligned there. You've also got the uppercase option. So there we go. You can click on a button to say retyping it to change it all to uppercase, and then back down again. And then you've also got bullet points if you were creating, a document perhaps, and you wanted to have bullet points. So that's that little bit there. Now, what I wanted to do was to show you how to create your own image. So if I just click on this button underneath here where you see it says add a new page, you can add in a new page. It'll automatically colour the background and everything the same as the one above, but you can change all of that too. So I'm just going to get rid of this blue background, starters, and just make it white. Not that it really matters, but I just like working from a white background to start with. Now, I'm going to create a Facebook post for a project that I'm working on at the moment. So I want a photograph of my own to upload. So if you go to uploads over here, click on that, and here's some of the images that I want to use. So to upload your own, you just simply click on that button there, and it would take you straight to your own drive on your computer where you could select all your images. So this is the one that I want to use. I'm just going to stretch that out to basically fit the page. Now I want to create this to be a Facebook ad. So I want to put some text on it. There are some things you just need to be mindful of if you are putting some text on an advert that's going to be used in Facebook. So there's a percentage rule, and so you're not allowed to put text and logos which cover more than 20% of the page. So I like to put a block underneath so we can just really easily differentiate and make it all stand out. So you can, to fill this in here, you've got two options. You can either change the background colour by clicking on the background. So let me click on the background and you can look up there. Just not bringing it up. Okay. Sometimes it has a little glitch thing going on, but anyway, let's just try going to there. Sometimes it brings the button up at the top and sometimes it doesn't. So if I wanted to change the background there, let's just see what we can change it to. So if I wanted to change it to something which was similar to this colour here, there we go, that's quite a good match there. I've already matched that using the HTML code, so I know that's the right colour for the background. If I wanted to go for purple, I could go for purple, a bit too gary probably. The darker one works quite well. Or you could basically vary it. But obviously bear in mind, when you create an image, you want it to be something that's really going to stop you in its tracks. When you're, or in your tracks, I should say, when you're scrolling down through your newsfeed, don't you? So you want something that is going to really jump out at people and get their attention. So what I want to put on now is the text. So I pop over here to the text box. You've got templates there that you can add and edit to yourself, or you've got these three versions here. I tend to nearly always use add heading. You just bring that down to the area that you want it. And I would just stretch that out. And then I would change the text. Okay, now that font is quite a nice font, but it's not the font that I want for this one. So I'm going to look for something a bit bolder. You could go for that, or you could go for something with a bit more curve to it. It's basically all of the fonts under here that you could possibly imagine. And if you have a specific font that you wanted to use, you can upload your own font just there. So I want to use Nor'Wester. There we go. Okay, so sometimes to move it, you need to just click down there until you get the little cross sign up and hold it down, and then you can move it around to suit yourself. Now I want another line of text underneath that. So for this one, I will actually use add subheading. Drag it down there. Okay, now I can change the font for this one as well. Now I think I'm going to use Able. for that one. And I shall left align this one so it can sit just up nice and neatly. It's a little bit big as well, so I'll just bring that down a bit. So 21. And I might just even increase the spacing between the letters on that and just stretch it out a little bit. You could stretch it out completely if you wanted it to match the same line on there, or you could make it a little bit smaller. And then I'd add that on the end there. Okay, so you might be wondering, okay, where my logo is. So we need to add the logo. Back to our uploads, I've already pre-loaded my logo here. Now, obviously, it's got to stay within that same 20% of this page as Facebook rules dictate. So they simply look at it with a grid, 5 lines up, 5 lines across. And if you go outside of that 5, that one of those rows, if you like, in the block, that's basically over 20%, even if it's not really anything, you know, if it's like that. So I could probably get away with that logo at that size, but obviously you can't see it because it's on the purple background. So there's a couple of things you can do here. You could either change the color of the background, or you could do something like this. So I would probably go to Elements, pick up Circle. Obviously that's coming in purple again, which is not really much use. If we change that to white, or even to green, but I think it's probably white on this one. Now, obviously that's on the top of the image, but I want to move it back a layer. So if I go to Arrange and then click back, there we go, it's gone back a layer. And then we can just resize it to suit. You might just need to just move that out of the way for a second. Just resize that a bit. Bring that back. And you can use your up and down arrows as well if you can't quite line it up right. So you could use that one like that. Just move that over there a little bit. Give everything a little bit more space. Or you could play around with the colours a little bit more. So if I wanted to duplicate that in its entirety, all I would do is click on this little button over here, which basically means copy this page. So if I click on that, it will copy everything that I've got on that page and then put it into the next one for me. So now I'm thinking, don't know if I like the purple, too much purple going on maybe. So let's have a look at changing the background colour here. So we could try changing it to the green at the top. So I'll do a green one to start with. No. So let's go to background and then let's go down to the green. Don't know why that suddenly just decided to change the colour of that, but there we go. Just make that white again. There we go. So you could have that as green, or have a think about what other colours are represented in that image at the top, and something that you could make it really stand out with. The only other colour that really jumps out to me there, apart from these gold accents and the sort of brown of the wood, which is quite a difficult colour to match, unless you actually wanted to go and find something that was an image of gold or gold foil or something like that. You could, or you could basically add that up as an image and drop that in there. The other one that I'd look at would be the yellow. So we go back to background again, and let's just have a look at some of the yellow colours there. That's a bit bright. But one of those could possibly work quite well. So if you wanted to go for something much brighter, or you could just simply go to the plus sign, you could, there we go, just darken that up a little bit, make it so it's not quite so bright on the eye. There we go. Now, if you wanted to take the white circle away, then let's just try that for a minute. There we go. You could try that as well, and then just maybe just resize that a little bit. So you've got a few options there. Now, I like to work like that to create yourself a few different variations, unless something specifically comes, yeah, I know what I want straight away. But if it's something new that you're experimenting with, you can do that and create yourself a few variations. And when you want to actually download that particular image, so you've got it to use, all you would do would come up here to you download, I don't know why I'm scrolling back up then, and then basically you can select which one you want to download. You can download them all, or you can say, all right, I want to download number 3. Recommended is PNG up at the top, but you've also got JPEG, PDF standard, PDF print, which will give you the crop marks and bleed if it was a document that needed printing, and then you'd hit the download button. Simple as that. There are other images that you could select, so you could look for an image within Canva if you wanted a different photo. So say, for example, I typed office in here. You can see it's going to bring loads of images up there too. So I could simply, if I wanted to change that, I could click on that, delete it, try and delete it. There we go. So we're back to the blank one, and then you could select one that you like there. So let's just pick one, shall we? Just have that one for now for the sake of argument. And then you can resize that to suit yourself. There you go, you've got another image there. Now again, you'll notice you've got free and also some paid. The paid ones basically give you some options when you download. So when you download an image that is a paid one, you will have a few choices come up. So you'll either have a choice of paying $1, and you can use that as many times as you like within 24-hour period. You get a $10, which is a unlimited license, and then a multi-use license, sorry, and then you'll get an unlimited license. So you just need to be mindful how you're going to use that image going forward. If it's something that is going to go into print or production to be sold, you would ideally need to go for the extended use option, because then obviously it pays credit to the designer, they get paid for doing the design work, and then it gives you copyright, so you won't be infringing on any copyright laws along the way. So we just move that back. I've just seen that that's sitting over the logo a little bit. So again, you click arrange and then back and back. It gives you these little dots with the different layers at the side. So there we go. We've got a different image on there. So I hope that gives you a good idea of how you can create yourself a Facebook post and a Facebook ad. And if you want to learn more about that, we've got some more training to follow up where it goes into a lot more detail for you. That is just going to cover a few different things. So we're going to be covering typable worksheets, so you can create your own branded worksheet and be able to make them typable, which is a really valuable tool for downloads and things like that. I'm going to show you how to work with text a lot more, how you can create those fantastic product mock-ups. So say, for example, you know, when you see people have laid out their images and they've got screens or whatever, and they've actually got their image or their logo or something specific to their business actually within the frame of the computer, how you can do those. Also how to work with images on more of an advanced scale as well, which is absolutely vital. We'll also be showing you how to do and set up your Facebook ads in itself. So we can take you through absolutely everything step by step so you get the most out of your Facebook ad. And also how to create yourself a logo within Canva too. There's some fantastic tools to be able to create a logo in there. We're also going to be showing you how to do video creation, which is a really useful tool. So, you know, what you need to do with Facebook specifically now, as probably most of you know, is to have a really good mix of video and static images. So it's great to be able to have that. I'll also show you how to create your brand palette in more detail, or that with your customers. And then we're going to have some fantastic font pairs downloads for you as well. So a whole stack more training coming up. The last thing I want to show you though before I go is how to match your colours. So if you go to HTML colour codes, if I can spell, colour codes -info, .info. So HTML-color-codes.info. And you can see it takes you straight into this. Now, if you're wanting to find a colour of an image that you've already got, click on this Colours from Image button at the top, and it'll give you a choice of adding the website address there for the particular colour, or you can upload your own file. Now, if I wanted to look for a particular colour here, let me just find an image that's suitable. Let's just pick this one here for the sake of argument. So if I hover over this, you'll see the colour, particular colour, come up in the box at the side. So if I wanted to pick out this lovely blue here, and click on it, it pops it into the box underneath and gives you the HTML colour code directly underneath that, which all you then would do would be copy and then paste it into Canva in your colour editor. Brilliant tool. If I just click on this up here, again, there you go, that lovely orangey yellow colour. There we go, we've got the colour code underneath it. So much you can do with that, and it's really useful and helpful to be able to blend things in, match things in, get your branding right. So I hope you found that really useful. If you'd like some more info on the next training, please just have a quick look on our Facebook page and you'll find some further info. Speak to you soon.